Hello, everybody. It is 6 minutes till time for the live stream. However, I decided not to make y'all wait. So, sorry, you're probably going to hear background. Two, three, four, five, five. Okay, so we have had a 5.0 somewhere here in the world. That's probably ringing in, I would think, for New Zealand. Okay, so update is already up, and it's the 2 p.m. update is already in. This hurricane still has max sustained winds of 105 miles per hour, so it has not changed. It is moving now, though, at 10 miles per hour north northwest, so meaning that it is moving this way. So it is actually moving towards the United States now. Still west, but north northwest, so this way. So yes, it is moving. And this other one, which I was talking about, is already looking to do a curve. So it'll do a curve after. So we have 30% chance here next 7 days and 60% here. So I'm going to show y'all what I was actually doing during the time that I was offline. I was having fun. That's just me having fun. Okay, so let's see here. Let me stop this and bring this over here. So I was looking at weather while I was offline. I am going to, in a minute, stop the sound though. Okay, so here's what I was doing. Had to get my VR up. On my VR headset. This is like really cool. So, the NHC storm description for today says storm surge and tropical storm warnings issued for North Carolina Outer Banks. Life-threatening rip currents expected along U.S. East Coast beaches as of 11 a.m. Tuesday, August 19th. The center of Erin was located near 26.6. I need to get the thing here. It's moving at northwest at 9 miles per hour. The maximum central pressure was 961 with maximum sustained winds of about 105 miles per hour. And that is the latest update that is given for Erin. And you can actually, I can go through this and show this in different convections. I still don't see an eyewall on here. I'm looking. This is where the eyewall should be, but there's still no eyewall. Maybe there's an eyewall there. Let's see, right there, very small. This was the latest update here. We'll look at entertainment. Oops. Yes, there's a W in there. So we're looking at NR Canada here. There was one earthquake earlier, and it was a 3.6, and it was 14 kilometers south-southeast of Port Renfrew, British Columbia. So it was here. But that's not it. There we go, 3.6. And it happened 8/19/2025. So that was the latest earthquake that has occurred. Then let's check EMSC. there's been a 3.6 Yellowstone National Park. Interesting. Let's get this up here so I can do this one. Latest earthquakes. Guys, I'm just doing this for fun. So this one was a -0. So that means that it was at land level. Okay, and then there was a 3.6 Yellowstone. It was 11 kilometers deep, 25 kilometers northeast of West Yellowstone, United States. Interesting. Okay, so I want to do one thing, since I like having fun here. I want to go somewhere I was at the other day, so we can just have fun. Okay, so I gotta go to VR chat. Yay, VR chat. Okay, guys, so there's music, so I actually stopped the music so it's not like sounding right now, so that you don't hear the music, because I don't want copyright, because it's my image garden, and or something like that, and it kept coming up like when I posted it on the video on my other channel, so therefore I had to take the sound off. But I'm just showing y'all the fun that I was having on VR. You don't like my VR? Okay, hang on. I finally found out where I was going, so let me show y'all. I'll speed ahead here. This place is actually fun. I like VR because there's a lot of different things you can do. Then it stopped casting for a minute, so you can fly with the little fairies, but I ran out of the fairies, and I was trying to get back to the beginning to go grab a fairy so that I could fly again. But I messed up somehow. My casting stopped. I love VR. I think VR is fun. And if y'all had seen the beginning part of the video where it messed up, then you would have thought that was fun. But for some reason, my casting stopped working while I was casting the video. You're not going to say the word WITCH? Okay. How is everybody doing today? Check in where you're coming from. I'm here in the bright, beautiful, cloudy, bluish state of North Carolina. I'm reading comments real quick. Brokefish, you gonna give the bot a hard time again? Okay, so what I gave was the update so far for Hurricane Erin, who is still a Cat 2 and is headed off towards, believe it or not, North Carolina. Just depends on when that turn will be as to whether we'll get much activity here on the East Coast. You can see how close it's actually getting towards North Carolina. So it is spreading out and getting pretty big. That is a worry. But let's see here. And I promised I would keep this live chat, this live stream small. The newest news is forecast sees huge storm moving closer to U.S. Hurricane Erin is moving to the eastern seaboard, bringing dangerous rip currents and flood risks that have prompted evacuation orders in states of emergency in 2 North Carolina counties. Hurricane Erin was 690 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, as of 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday morning. It was moving northwest at 9 miles an hour, packing maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. That is a big drop from Monday's 140 miles per hour, but the large storm is expected to regain some strength and get even bigger. Erin isn't expected to make landfall in the U.S., but forecasters say it will push large waves of 15 to 20 feet or higher onto the shoreline, along with storm surge. A tropical storm warning, meaning tropical storm conditions are expected within the next 36 hours, is in effect for the Outer Banks from Beaufort Inlet to Duck. The Hurricane Center has also issued a storm surge warning along the Outer Banks from Cape Lookout to Duck. National Hurricane Center Director Michael Brennan said in a brief Tuesday morning that the warning means there's a danger to life-threatening inundation of 2 to 4 feet above ground level. As of Tuesday, everyone on Hatteras and Ocracoke Islands and the Outer Banks was under mandatory evacuation orders. Authorities want people to leave before seawater overtakes Highway 12, the main road connecting a long string of North Carolina communities. Dare County Emergency Management Director Drew Peterson issued a blunt message to people in the area. He stated, "I encourage all residents and visitors to heed the evacuation order and take action to protect themselves, to protect their property. Get up and leave now." Once the water arrives, the National Weather Service office in Morehead City, North Carolina, warns roads and cars in low-lying areas will likely be inundated for days. From Florida to Long Island, New York, there's a high risk of life-threatening surf and rip currents. Anyone who wants to go to an East Coast beach this week, the agency adds, should consult a local or national map of rip current risks. Let me see if I can get a map of rip current risks. So here is a map of rip current risks. So this shows where all the rip currents are. This here is high probability of rip currents all the way from Connecticut and Rhode Island, all the way down to the end where Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So that is where you do not want to go swimming. The latest forecast has nudged Erin's predicted track more towards the west, increasing the chance for impacts on land. And while the system's intensity has fallen since its winds zoomed up to nearly 160 miles an hour over the weekend, the Hurricane Center says the storm's massive size, rather than its speed, is what makes it a threat. We see some comments in the community, how come we're being impacted at the coast? The storm is well out to sea. Eric Hinden, Eric. That is a 5.3. That is down in New Zealand. Eric Hinden, the warning coordination meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Morehead City, said, "That's correct with the center of the storm, but keep in mind it's hundreds of miles across." Erin is projecting tropical storm force winds of up to 205 miles from its center and hurricane force winds extending up to 80 miles. Because of the storm's unusual size, the Hurricane Center cautions that even its own advisories likely underestimate the risk of tropical storm force winds being felt onshore this week, from North Carolina to southern New England. The reason, the center says, is that Erin's massive wind field is considerably larger than average compared to the wind field than its predictions are based upon. And while wind speed often makes headlines, a hurricane size is often linked to damage and risk. The size of the storm really is correlated with higher storm surge levels. Is this 5 gonna keep popping up? No, it's 1. The size of the storm really is correlated with higher storm surge levels over larger swaths of area, and that tends to lend to much more dramatic impacts. Parts of the Outer Banks, which extend for miles from mainland, are especially prone to being washed out. In some parts of that, the barrier islands may be thousands of feet wide in some areas, so very, very vulnerable to even moderately strong storms. In this case, Erin is expected to bring waves to the surf area that are as high as 15 to 20 feet or more. One positive in the forecast is that the U.S. coast will be spared a direct hit because Erin is distal, which basically means that it is approaching along the side of the coast, not a direct landfall. The storm will also largely be a coastal phenomenon, with communities further inland expected to face far less dire conditions. But he and Jansen both say that the storm's imposing waves will likely reshape and erode beaches, washing over dunes and pulling sand down and into water to form and add new sandbars. Erin is the first hurricane of the Atlantic season, which began in June, but experts warn that we shouldn't read too much into the fairly slow start to the season. The leading consensus among most experts is that the effects of climate change on hurricane formation will be fewer hurricanes, but we will see more intense storms, specifically more frequent major Category 3 or greater storms. Erin in some ways plays right into that narrative. Climate change is causing hurricanes to get more powerful on average. In general, air that's becoming warmer and more moist provides more fuel for extreme weather, from hurricanes to intense inland storms. Experts say that warm ocean temperatures can also help storms carry a greater deal of water, raising the risk of flooding, the main cause of death from hurricanes. So, that is your update. So that is the update that I have for you guys as far as Hurricane Erin. I hope that y'all are doing well today. This was just a short, quick live stream to give an update as to what Erin is doing. There will not be another update for another 4 hours, so that'll be at 6 o'clock tonight. And I may jump on then and do another live stream at that time. I'm just trying to keep people updated as to what is going on with Hurricane Erin. I'm getting nervous because this is getting closer and closer towards North Carolina. If you watch here, you can see how close it is spreading up towards this area. Yeah, I wonder, is Richard sleeping? Either that or he's out with his wifely. I don't see him here today. I don't see him here this afternoon. I am guessing that he's probably out busy. All right, you guys. Yeah, it does look like it's breaking up. However, I think it's just getting bigger and it's going to wrap back around. So we will see what happens. Got a question for you guys. Do y'all want me to leave the live stream up for y'all? Or do you want me to come back live at 6? My brain is telling me to come back live at 6. Because there won't really be anything more to talk about until 6 o'clock. So, let's see. Leave me chats and chat. Chats and chat. Chat the chat. Cha. He got in trouble with boss, I bet. Ooh, yeah, maybe. Okay, I will see you guys at 6. So 6 is in 3 hours and 45 minutes from now. So Anyways, you guys, I love you. Please remember to tell someone you love them. Tomorrow is never promised. And make each day an adventure. Broke fishing, yes, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that would be 3 your time, yes. George, thank you for being here. I appreciate you for checking in. Thank you to everybody else who's been on here. I will see you guys at 6 o'clock our time and 3 o'clock your time. That way we'll be here for the next live update. Anyways, you guys, I will check in with y'all then. Much love. Please share the live stream to anybody that you think needs to have an update. And I will see you all at 6 o'clock. Anyways, you guys, much love. You're very welcome. Thank you, Sage Pup, for being here and modding. All right, you guys. You did say that word. And I got you for that. All right. I love you guys. See you later.